K-pop Demon Hunters is a viral sensation that has spread its fever all over the internet. Everyone must have seen the movie that has been reigning at the top 10 movies on Netflix for an unusually long time. This animated movie, produced by Sony Pictures Animations, totally had something magical about it to get praised by millions over the world. It set one record after another with its super hit songs, interesting plotline, amazing characters, fight scenes, and cultural depth. The movie is based on Seoul, but the place has a dark side to it. There are ancient, demonic spirits who drain the life out of humans, and there is a K-pop girl group who fights these demons to protect the world. The movie manages to charm all the fans by uniquely blending the traditional mythical beliefs and modern K-pop culture. The movie is a total ride, but let's discuss what made it stay at the top of Netflix charts for so long.
You will be hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters, idols by day, demon slayers by night. Imagine if your favourite girl group are not only slaying the stage, but they are slaying actual demons. Cool, right? That is exactly what happened in the movie K-pop Demon Hunters. On a glowing night in Seoul, beneath the neon haze and the roaring cheers of thousands of fans, the tale begins with Huntrix standing at the peak of their fame. The world knew them as the famous girl group of South Korea. Rumi the vocalist, Zoe the rapper, and Mira as the dancer. The three bewitched the globe with their harmonies, but as the spotlights faded and the crowds dispersed, another truth whispered beneath the glimmering facade. For when the city slept, the same girls who rocked the stage became the guardians of the world from the demonic power. Their voices that revered on stage were the very tools that kept humanity safe by sealing the fragile on-moon layer that separated the human realm from the spiritual realm. They are on a mission to turn the Honmoon layer golden, which will mean they have succeeded in sealing the layer and protecting their people. They were really close to their goal, but that's when the Dream Killers entered the chat. A new boy band named Saja Boys appeared out of nowhere. They were sent by the king of demons, Guima, who was pissed at his minions for losing power over the humans. So he sent the demons in the form of a boy band. They were stealing the hearts of the fans with their visuals and vocals. Of course, behind all the good looks and talent lay their true face. As they challenged Huntrix at their game, the Saja Boys planned to lure the Huntrix fans in their direction. On the other hand, Rumi, the lead singer, had a secret which could ruin everything. She was half demon and was raised to believe she had to hide what she truly was, because if she succeeded in sealing the on-moon layer, she would become a complete human. However, her disguise was starting to crack, but she still continued to kill demons, write songs, and train her voice before they performed their final song, which would seal the Honmoon. In the meantime, the leader of the Saja Boys, Jinu, had some interactions with Rumi, which intensified their enemies-to-lovers relationship. They bonded over their shared fate, as Jinu also has some human remnants in him. Eventually, Rumi's secret came to light during the International Idol show because of the demons conspiring against her and exposing her patterns. Of course, her friends doubted her because they felt betrayed and hurt for being kept in the shadows for years. Rumi felt like her life was collapsing. The world's awareness of her meant the Honmoon layer was weakening, making it easy for the demons to take over. Then, for the final showdown, the Saja Boys managed to lure the fans into their concert by hypnotizing them and draining their souls to break the Honmoon layer completely. However, right at that moment, Rumi stepped in with courage and self-acceptance to sing a song that addressed her inner conflicts and that was powerful enough to bring Mira and Zoe from the trance. Together, they fought the last battle against the demons. But the battle was not only about fistfights, it was about the power of truth, self-acceptance, courage, and the unbreakable bond between friends. It was a dramatic scene with music, lights, dance, and magical effects. However, Rumi was going to be attacked by Guima, but Jinu stepped in front of her and protected her by giving his soul to her. As a result, he faded away, but he left his essence with her. It was his final act of love, and the world was restored to balance. By the end, the Honmoon was sealed, and Huntrix continued to perform as they always did, but this time they were healed, freed, and unmasked.
The demon boy band? They're coming after the fans.
From a cringe title to a total banger. So, initially, the title of the movie, K-pop Demon Hunters, appeared to be cringe to the public. Even the K-pop fans had mixed feelings about it, but it turned out to be a don't judge a book by its cover moment because people went crazy after watching it. The songs were dope, the plot flowed smoothly, the storyline was amazing and actually captivated the watchers. The visuals of animated characters made people catch feelings for fictional characters. The cinematography and animations were so on point and visually pleasing. After watching the movie, people wanted more of it. Soon, edits were all over everyone's Instagram feed. The fan pages promoted it. The movie was not limited to one particular age group, as parents sat and enjoyed the movie with their children. According to some K-pop fans, K-pop these days does not hit like it used to back in its prime. However, the discography of this movie brought back those exact feelings. Now, it wasn't only limited to K-pop fans. Even the general public, who tend to be a bit stereotypical about K-pop, loved it. Now it shows how much people were craving a movie like this, where one can enjoy it with their whole family. Moreover, the songs were a cherry on top as the Demon Hunters gave us one banger after another.
You think we're just gonna let you steal our fans? You're gonna have to fight us for them.
The beat that conquered the world, exploring the cultural ripple of K-pop's viral anthems. On 26th August 2025, the movie became Netflix's most watched film of all time, with 325 million views, surpassing Red Notice. Despite having a simple plot, it was executed so well that it grew a massive fandom. A special sing-along version was then released in theatres, and screenings sold out in the UK, US, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. In North America, it topped the weekend box office, grossing $19.2 million plus in the US and Canada alone. Since it began streaming on Netflix in June, it has never left the top 10 global trending list. The movie was so rewatchable that constant streaming kept it on the charts. Everything started with people who watched the film for the first time and felt changed by it. Suddenly, a bright summer song named Soda Pop with playful vocals sung by hot fictional men went viral. Everyone matched the choreography, and even Novak Djokovic danced to Soda Pop after winning the US Open quarterfinals, dedicating it to his daughter. Every song like Takedown, How It's Done, Free, Your Idol and Golden was so catchy and lively that people became fans overnight. The singers behind the fictional girl group also received widespread appreciation and also performed Golden live on SNL and Jimmy Fallon. The song Golden also trended across social media as people attempted the high notes like EJ did for Rumi's character. The soundtrack became the first to have 4 songs in the Billboard Hot 100's top 10 and topped the Billboard Global 200. It achieved RIAA Platinum status, with 5 songs going platinum and Golden going double platinum. It became the fastest album by an Asian act to hit 3 billion Spotify streams, with about 54 million monthly listeners. The soundtrack built a sense of community across cultures. Critics called the film the first animated movie that feels like attending a live concert. People vibed to bilingual songs, and each track was produced with attention to detail, cinematic colour, drama, and depth. It was the perfect summer album to play on shuffle, but the soundtrack's impact goes beyond numbers. It evoked deep emotions and used music as storytelling that defined the film. It fused fun K-pop energy with dark, ethereal, supernatural concepts. The songs explored emotions of the struggles faced by today's generation and were not limited to the characters. They mirrored real-life anxieties and vulnerabilities while also expressing strength.
They're stealing the souls of our fans?
Bridging Korean pop culture and global fantasy, a new wave of cultural storytelling. K-pop Demon Hunters was a cultural moment rooted deeply in Korean history. It drew inspiration from Korean female shamans known as mudangs, whose spiritual practices date back centuries. Mudangs mediate between the human and spirit worlds, performing healing, exorcism, and protective rituals. One major inspiration was Gut, a ritual of music, dance, offerings, and prayer fire used to appease or repel spirits. In the film, the first generation of demon hunters wore traditional hanboks and wide-brimmed hats, fighting spirits through singing, dancing, and magic. Their use of swords reflected weapons often used by shamans. The movie balanced traditional and modern practices beautifully, making it culturally authentic and respectful to Korean heritage while still relatable to global audiences. Meanwhile, Huntrix wore modern K-pop inspired outfits while fighting demons in shaman-influenced ways. The Saja Boys too were inspired by Korean mythological Grim Reapers. The movie also featured mystical creatures like Derpy the Tiger and the Magpie, inspired by traditional Minhwa folk art. Crafting a movie with such cultural depth, folklore, and modern relevance that people of all ages and backgrounds would love is incredibly difficult, yet the directors nailed it. Alongside heritage, the film integrated various modern K-pop culture. The directors mirrored real concert experiences like accurate choreography, vocalist, rapper, or visual divisions, and classic playful K-pop sound textures. The characters sported trendy Korean fashion, bold hair colours, and makeup. Director Maggie Kang revealed that Huntrix and the Saja Boys were inspired by real idols like Jennie from Blackpink for Rumi, Cha Eun-woo from Astro for Jinu, and Jimin from BTS for Baby Saja. In fact, Blackpink's Coachella performance influenced the opening number How It's Done. The movie also portrayed the parasocial relationship between idols and fans. K-pop fandom culture like fan signs, chants, light sticks, and devotion was accurately shown, making fans feel seen. Moreover, the film was crafted through a Korean lens. Every scene featured cultural nuances, starting from ramen, hotuk, tteokbokki, gimbap, and more. Korean culture was already globally popular through K-pop, dramas, fashion, and food, but the movie expanded that reach even further. International viewers appreciated the blend of traditional elements and modern pop culture. Fans began cosplaying, dancing, creating art, and writing fanfics inspired by the film, keeping the hype alive.
Yeah, this plane's trashed.
A dazzling fusion of neon fantasy and Korean pop aesthetics. The animations were visually stimulating, magical, and never boring. Constant shifts from soft, glowing moments to explosive bursts of colour kept people hooked. The lighting totally matched the mood, like neon pink and purple during battles and stages, blue during emotional scenes, and golden when unity was emphasised. From glowing cityscapes to dramatic concert sequences, every scene felt real and alive. The concert visuals were especially immersive, from camera angles, spotlights, neon flares, dance cuts, fashion, to hair colours that created an authentic K-pop performance feel. Viewers felt like they were in the audience, cheering with light sticks and chanting fan lines. The social media reactions went viral, causing FOMO for those who hadn't seen the film. It pushed the latecomers to watch the movie during the second wave, and that's how the hype still lives on.
I can destroy the hunters for good.
Turning scandal into spotlight, how controversy amplified its global reach. Apparently, several Chinese netizens claimed that most of the cultural significance shown in the movie actually belonged to Chinese culture. It had been allegedly stolen from the Chinese cultural heritage and was stamped as Korean. They accused them of plagiarism, and on the online platforms, allegations like culture thieves flooded. Some even went further by mocking the animation style and character design to bring down the movie. It was hypocritical coming from the Chinese netizens, as Netflix was banned in China, which meant they watched the film through piracy. People who committed piracy were the same people talking about plagiarism, which is controversial. Although some people really loved the movie and actually complimented it as a rare animated gem, others felt differently. However, all these controversies never really caused the damage they intended. Rather, it even sparked curiosity among the viewers, leading more people to watch the movie. Thus, K-pop demon hunters continue to trend because they perfectly blend Korean pop culture, heritage, visually stunning animations, fantasy, action, and a great storyline with characters worth watching. The directors aimed to curate a movie that viewers around the world would love, and they absolutely nailed their jobs. The songs were a highlight of the film that made it stand out even more. Overall, K-pop Demon Hunters was an experience for everyone, so it's not a surprise that it is still trending. But what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.